Okay, June 8th, and we just got back from our honeymoon from Puerto Rico, and our garden has blossomed in the week we were gone, like we figured it would. We got quite a few surprises, some good excitement stuff. We've been weeding all day. We just went through and fed vermicompost to everything. Our biggest surprise is these, what I planted were in the seed packet, Asian cabbage, are actually broccoli. Some sort of broccoli. So now I gotta do some research. I have no idea what they are. So that should be fun. Good thing is they're delicious. We had already eaten all the flowers off of them with the broccoli on top because they were flowering. So they were looking like that, but with more flowers. Here we go. Excuse my runny nose, my allergies are kicking back up. Everything in here is coming in pretty well still. I don't know what this is. This is our mystery plant, some sort of squash. I think this is kale still. That might be broccoli too now. I don't know. Everything's just might be broccoli. Kale. Our spinach came up really well. I just fed that as well, so we won't eat that for the next few weeks. We'll let that really grow in. Our tomatoes are picking up decently, so it's hard to tell from this angle, but they're all kind of growing. You know, we put them out early. We didn't pot them on appropriately, so they're a little slower, but they look okay. We just fed them again today, so they should pick right up. We have a couple beets coming in decently over here. The butterfly. That one tomato is still growing fantastically. That's a farm start or farm stand. Over here, our eggplant coming up decently on here. They're getting hammered by something with little tiny holes here. I'm hoping the vermicompost feed really helps them pick up, because I don't know what those are. Interestingly enough, this is the biggest one, and then they kind of get smaller all the way down. So I'm not sure what the difference is, but on this side, this guy's still tiny. Really interesting. So we fed them again. Over here, our broccoli we planted just before we left. Most of it's doing okay. I'm hoping that the feeding really picks these guys up. They were, planted a little early too because we were leaving. Our lettuce, though, is coming up awesome. One of these squash, actually there's a couple more over there, randomly just coming up. But our lettuce, we're eating salad tonight. It is looking awesome. It tastes so good too. I think this red sales is our favorite. The salad bowl lettuce is always good. And the cardinal Batavia or Batavia or something, I really haven't tried a whole lot of that. Kind of came up thin, but good row. Onions are coming in decently. These were the transplanted onions, and they're doing all right. The big story in this bed is our carrots. Our carrots took off. We have little carrots. They're only about an inch or two long. So huge tops, not a lot of bottoms, which is sort of a bummer right now. Again, I'm hoping the vermicompost picks up. You can see the onions in between there coming in a little small, but they're starting to thicken up. We'll see how they do with the feed. Over here in this bed, we have more lettuce, which came up spotty, but we're getting there. Our cucumber coming up really strong, like way stronger than I thought they'd come up. Flowers, these are turnips. We tried one today, it was good. I'm hoping that they get a little bigger with some food. Our snap peas are super tall. There's a little snap pea on it right there. And they're starting to produce peas for us. We got like 3 so far. Hopefully they start to really push out a lot of peas. There's a lot of flowers now, so they're getting a good size. But these cucumber, and it's interesting, again, these were fed, but they've got like some, I don't know if it was really dry while we were gone because it's been raining since we got home, but they've got something going on here. This one's light around the edges. So again, we just gave them their first feeding. I'm hoping they all pick up. That one's got a little bit more, but they still look healthy and strong, so we're going with that. And then on this side, we had, right before we left, planted more radish. So my radish are coming back up, little fingerling radish, which is awesome. I planted melons here. funnily enough, I thought I had like 6 melons here. I had 8 total. Apparently I had 7 total, because that's a cantaloupe, cucumber, cucumber. I was like, wait a minute. So, I don't know. We'll have 1 cucumber from this side. We'll just let it go on the ground and see how it does. But the cantaloupe are looking pretty good. Some of them are flowering already. I'm not sure if that should concern me or they're getting big enough to where they should flower. Again, hopefully the vermicompost picks them up too and lets them get nice and healthy. So, tomatoes from this side, kind of down. This guy was a transplant. He went a little bit longer and he's bigger. These 2 in the middle are really struggling. If they don't pick up, I have more growing. I'll replace both of those with 1 bigger one. And you can kind of see they're just, I don't know, 9 inches tops, except for this one guy, which he's up to my knee. He must be about 2 feet already. So he's looking real good and healthy, and I've got him feeding through the fence, so I don't have to like do a whole lot of trellising. I'll just kind of intertwine them up. Now this next year I will do this with my snap peas. My snap peas, what I did here, I'll probably do something similar with the tomatoes. I'll just reverse this because these guys are like really struggling. It's hard to see. Are really struggling every couple of feet here. I needed like more wires for them to grab onto or something, so they don't really like to. They need it more frequently. They're just not tall enough. So on that fence, we'll do snap peas next year and whatever climbing peas, pole beans or whatnot. My fig tree. Oh yeah, right here, sorry. I get distracted. Basil. I planted these little basils. Maybe they'd come up, maybe they wouldn't. The one right by the tomato is the best looking one. That's a weed. I have this clover growing. I'm leaving the clover. It's a legume and it brings nitrogen, so more nitrogen, more greener leaves, right? I'm hoping. But the basil is really small. And again, I didn't think that they'd make it. They didn't have these 2 big leaves on them, I don't think. I think they still had like 1. So they're actually coming up. And then we have some thyme here and kind of down. And they were really dry. So actually they've picked up. So I'm hoping they grow nice. And I don't know whether thyme and tomatoes go, but we're gonna find out. I'm hoping that we get some carrot bottoms in the next month and not just carrot tops. The small bottoms taste good at least. But that's pretty much what's going on. We are gonna get our chicken door put on. I think I ordered worms for our vermicompost today. We're gonna order chicken soon and get that going. So we'll be sharing a little bit of that stuff. More wood chip pile back there. A lot of things in the works. A lot to get busy on here. I gotta start making a calendar. That's about it for today. So, I don't know, next video is probably, we gotta clean up that inside shed. And I wasn't gonna use that. We were not gonna use that for the chicken coop. I was gonna bring another building over here, but it's just gonna work. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be. So, all right. Well, God bless everybody.